Hi guys, I'm Hextrojan and you're watching Gaming Hexa. In this episode, or in this series, I'll be kicking off my survival series for the Space Engineers. That's for those of you who weren't tipped off by the abundance of asteroids and twinkly stars there. So let's get started. I have the... let me just get in line here because I've noticed dampeners are on. Good. Right, anyway, moving on. For the series in particular, I have chosen to actually activate quite a few mods. Hopefully that will give us a bit more creative freedom when creating our base, or whatever it is we decide to do. I'm just going to head towards the largest asteroid here. Big thumbs up to the devs for the regular updates. I mean, without them we wouldn't have really had the option for all these mods within the game. The skybox I'm using here is the Star Nursery. The original author, there's TSR2, anyone who's interested in the skybox. I find it's a nice skybox, it's easy on the eyes, it's not too dark, it's actually really light. The sun, however, if you notice, it is hidden. For those who are wondering what direction the meteor showers are going to be coming from, it's, if you look closely, it's there in the direction of the actual Star Nursery itself, and if you weren't looking closely enough you might miss it and not know where to park up your respawn ship to prevent it being completely and utterly demolished. Right, like I said, I'm parking up on this side so that we don't get smashed into oblivion by the first meteor storm that comes our way. I have the meteor set to 1 above normal, which I believe is cataclysmic, so they're going to be a real threat, so we need to take that into account when building up our base and our structures. Like I said, big thumbs up to the devs. I mean, every Thursday's update I do look forward to it, and I very rarely have been disappointed. Always tons of features added. If you were to go away from this game for a couple of weeks, the landscape has completely changed by the time you've come back. It's like playing a brand new game, so that's awesome, and always look forward to playing. I have, like I said, the meteor shower set to cataclysmic, so we have to take that into consideration now. I'm going to get as close to this asteroid as I can. I'm going to try and find somewhere where we can hopefully almost immediately find some uranium deposits. So I'm just going to line this up, and I'm going to use my gravity generator on the ship to help me mine those materials. So if I put the ship somewhere safe for now, I'm going to have to go and look for those deposits. I've mentioned the skybox, and there's many other mods which I can't really get into right now because there's too many to mention. I'll try and put as much as I can in the description about the mods that I use. But also what I will be doing is I'll be talking about those mods as and when I use them, if I use them. One that I do have is the cargo ships, more cargo ships. I haven't got the Hostile Universe mod enabled, although I do have it available to use if I want to. Mainly because I have a feeling, or someone may have told me, that there may be a conflict between that one and the more cargo ships. So I'm not entirely sure about that. That's not been proven, actually. But just in case, save me having to reload stuff. Just going to get my miner out, and we're going to see what we got here. Right, so we have iron. A lot of people, when they do these survival series for Space Engineers in particular, they'll turn the dampeners off and they'll send this ship on its merry way, and they play kind of hardcore, I guess. I'm not going to do that, because if I send that ship on its way because I'm lacking a platform of any sort, or assembler, or refinery, I'm afraid I'll be left with just the ore and no way to refine it and no way to make structures, and will find myself very quickly running out of battery and the like. Right, I think we're not having much joy with this asteroid. It seems like a pretty barren one. A lot of iron. I reckon if I was to dig into it a bit I might find some uranium, but I don't know if the uranium resource on my ship will allow me the time needed to leave myself out in the open here a bit to get those deposits. So we'll try one of these smaller ones, and what we could have maybe is a permanent base set up on one of the larger asteroids for safety reasons, and using one of the smaller asteroids, maybe one of those ones up there, for mining and getting our resources together. So I wanted this series to be mainly concentrating on the building and the creative side of, obviously it's in survival, so I'm not using creative, but the creative side of basically how I'm going to build things, the structures I'm going to build, ships I'm going to build, what have you. I didn't really want it to be too much about the mining and the resource gathering. I didn't want to turn it to become that sort of thing where people get bored very quickly, but just in case that was going to be a problem, because there will be some mining and I don't really like to cut away from what I'm doing and people to miss what I'm doing. So I have a fairly large inventory. I've got everything up to their top multipliers, which I believe is 10. So people might think that's cheating a bit, but I've done it purely because I don't want to take away from the viewing pleasure of watching, if any, of me playing the game. I mean, the mining and the grinding and the welding, it can become pretty tiresome, and it's quite fun to tear down a ship, which is what I will be doing with this ship. That would normally, from previous updates, have taken you a very long time to cut down into its components, and which now you can, with the update and being able to change the multipliers of those things like the grinding and the welding, now you can do that within minutes. So that's kind of awesome. And obviously this ship is going to be quite important to me to start off with. I'm just trying to see, when running on idle, how much fuel I have. I'm trying to be very careful. I'm using my thrusters there, is burning up my uranium pretty quick, so I'm going to have to get down here and hope that we can find some decent deposits here. Right, I think we're gonna call it a day here. We're gonna use this as our spot, and we're just gonna hope that we've not sold ourselves short. So let's drop down here, jetpack on, here we go. Right, there is uranium in here. I can see those black spots there. That's uranium. That's not a lot of uranium. So, oh, and there's a nice big hole in the top. I think we've found our place that we can get our ship in here. It seems protected. We can have our gravity set up to be pointing at this uranium, so that will all fall and hopefully will not get lost. Let's do that then. Let's get our ship in here. Where are you? There you are. I honestly could live inside this game if I could. It's definitely an amazing effort by the devs. The modders now, where the scope of this game is just now, it's absolutely limitless. I mean, you can mod anything into this game now, and I'd be happy with it. There's just so much to choose from. Right, let's tilt this ship a bit so that our gravity is pointing the right way to catch that uranium when I do start mining into it. And then I might start building a structure in here as well to get me on my way, and that'll be the main concentration of this particular episode of this series, will be to let's get a foothold on this asteroid and let's start getting some resources and hopefully get a refinery and assembler up and running on the platform, and that way we really have no need for this ship after that, and that'll be that. What I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to go to my gravity generator. As you can see, if I quickly show you, running on idle I have 4 hours of fuel. We're going to change that now by getting some uranium into the refinery that's on the ship. So gravity generator, what I'm going to do is bring this down to 0.5. It doesn't need to be heavy. And then I'll increase the height by as much as I can. The width doesn't need to be huge. And the depth doesn't need to be massive either. 20 is probably perfect. As long as I've got that height, I'll be able to go down deep into this asteroid, or the part of the asteroid that's available anyway. Right. Let's get below the ship. So you can see we're in the gravity field here. I'm going to start mining this uranium. Hopefully it moves in the right direction. I won't be chasing it for too far. We'll try and pick some up as we go. And at the same time we'll be opening up an area to be building our structures that we're going to want. With regards to what I'm going to build, or what my goal is, am I going to be building aiming towards building a large ship to move away from this area? Am I going to be building maybe the beginnings of a colony, a mining colony, or what have you? I'm not sure yet, and hopefully people can give me some ideas. It'd be nice to have some input and give me a bit of inspiration. It'd be nice. Right. Let's see where this is all falling. Hopefully it's not falling out the bottom of the asteroid. Ah, good. It's collecting down there. Obviously I think some has gone in other direction, because I'm pretty sure I mined a bit more than that just then. But either way, we'll get what we can. We'll get this uranium into the ship, so we can use this connector on the bottom and it should just pull it straight into the refinery, which is grand. So we have uranium and we have iron. That's starting to do that straight away. As you can see, the refinery speed is set to top, and the assembler speed also will be the same. Let me get rid of this little uranium bit here. This is going to be in my way when I do start to build. And we could do with that uranium as well. And then we're going to start getting some iron on board. Not massively important right now. In fact, I'm going to avoid the iron for now, because what I need in building materials I can get from the ship. And I'll be slowly killing two birds with one stone. That sounds horrible, doesn't it? Slowly killing two birds. I'll be removing the ship, and I will be gaining some resources at the same time. So that's really the way I play, anyway. And as you can see, if I was to have got rid of the ship straight away, then there's really no way for me to gain resources unless I then immediately decide to go after a cargo ship, and there's no guarantee that you're going to survive that on the first off unless it was a commercial ship of some sort. And I can see why the uranium was floating away, because over in this particular direction there is no gravity. Let's hope it caught some. Yes, it caught some. Good. So we should have loads of uranium now to get us going in the direction we want to go. So anyway, a bit more about myself. I'm very much about survivor games, as you've probably noticed. This one in particular is is very interesting to me. I've always been interested in space and physics and the whole spacefaring colony expansion of the human race and what have you into the outer reaches of the cosmos. And on the other hand, I love games like Minecraft and Terraria, and Craft the World at the moment is another one I'm playing. So this game was suited me down to the ground. I was very excited when I first heard this was going to be released, and literally, like I said, 2 minutes after it was, I was straight on there. Been massive improvements since I first played the game. A lot of interesting stuff has been added by the community as well with regards to mods and that. Really interested to see where this game is headed with regards to multiplayer especially. I mean, multiplayer is very big at the moment with this game. I think it could be better. There's a lot of improvements that could be done. That said, you can't turn your nose up at this game if you're interested in survival, voxel based worlds, open worlds. Definitely worth a look if you're thinking about purchasing this game. The community is amazing. I've made a lot of friends just through playing this game in multiplayer. As you can see how quickly this is grinding down. I maintain that I'm not cheating, purely because I'm an impatient person. And what we're going to do is we're going to quickly start building a basic platform somewhere in here. I want to align myself so that I can, when I do see now this, oh look at you, a little bit of uranium just floating there, thank you. I'd like to use this asteroid as best I can. It's got some cool little caverns and little platforms I'd like to keep hold of, but for now what I'm going to do, I want somewhere where I can easily access the outside. So there's a nice big hole there, which can be the access. I think down here is where I'm going to start my platform. I thought that was going to auto-save then, but obviously not. Right, here we go. Let's get started quickly. Light blocks for the time being. Let's get in there. Oh, of course, I need to create a station. Let me see if I can turn this or orient this in a way. No. So it's going to have to be like that then. Would be nice if they could let you eat into the asteroid just a tiny bit. So it looks like my access to here is going to be underneath my platform, unless I do this. I don't know what would be better. I think this way actually. Meteor Storm inbound. I love that new voice. She sounds awesome. So let's get a little platform. Good to remember, before you start eating away at your cockpit and your reactor, make sure you have full recharge on your suit, because you'll know about it soon enough when you're placing a block down and you're about to place your... Look at the meteor! Oh, can you hear them going off? When you're placing your cockpit down and you may have maybe accidentally used a bit of a resource that you shouldn't have previously and not have enough to place down the cockpit, and then realise that you only have 2% energy left, and then you are well and truly screwed. So let's do that now before we forget. So I'm just recharging my suit now. Can we get to 100? And the first thing we're going to do is take that cockpit and place it down straight away. Right. I do have my medical station on the ship. So I can, if I need to, health recharge and battery recharge. So that's not a huge problem right now. Let's place this down and get it up and running straight away. Don't walk away from it, just do it because you will forget. Another meteor storm. Cool, they are quite quick on this cataclysmic setting. Hopefully they don't eat away too much at the asteroid, because I've just realised, because this is quite a cavernous asteroid and the meteors target large ships and large stations, as far as I'm aware, they might sooner rather than more than later actually punch a hole in the side of this asteroid, which I didn't really think about. Well, that won't be cool, but we'll find a way around it, and hopefully I'll be able to get some turrets set up. Sorry, that was the save lags the game a bit there. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to keep on top of the energy situation. Press T at the medical station, 100%. Now what we're going to do is try and get that reactor. Right, the reactor has uranium in it. So take the uranium out first. So there it is, 8.4. Take that, that's quite a decent amount. What we're going to do is we're going to take that and keep it on us. Hopefully we have enough room to grind away at this. Keep an eye on your inventory. As soon as that gets too full, you don't want to be dropping your components on the floor. We're going to put a small reactor. I'm going to put it here for now, but all this can move eventually, it's not a problem. Small reactor. Always think about how you're placing things, how you intend on connecting them up later. Some people think more about mechanics when they're placing things, others think more about aesthetics. I like to think more about mechanics. I like to think how I'm going to connect this up later.
Meteor storm inbound.
Yes, we know. Thank you. And as soon as I've put this on, I can put the uranium straight back into it. Right, as far as I know, these should be mine now because I've built them. So, let's have a quick look. Me. Owner me. Good. Flight seat. Me. Right, I have no faction or anyone joining me currently, so I have no need to set that up. I can just leave them as they are. Right, as I said, uranium across. Good, and now we have power here to this platform. Even though it's not finished, this platform, it will still transfer the energy through the connected structure to my cockpit. So now I can charge there. We'll just make sure of that. Yep, perfect. I'm going to do station fuel critical. I don't believe so. Let me see.
Station fuel critical.
0 seconds. How much did I put in? I think she's confused. A little bit. Maybe it hasn't realised yet. I wonder. Well, it charged my suit, so the next thing I'm going to do is... Oh, don't want to lose my bearings. Here we are. I'm going to get my refinery and assembler set up underneath this platform. Like I said, this isn't supposed to be aesthetically pleasing anyway for the time being. This is just to remove all of the utilities from this spacecraft onto this platform, and then I can be rid of that spacecraft and have the resources available then to start building smaller ships to help me with regards to mining and what have you. What I might do first is take the cargo container, which contains nothing, so I'm going to need that now to hold the resources so that my inventory doesn't overflow too much. So let's quickly do that. Lovely job. And I might place that next to, or even in front of my reactor maybe. I'm going to put it in front of my reactor. Anything that's on me at the moment, I'm going to quickly drop in there. And we're going to work on the refinery now. Let's empty out that refinery. Assembler. Refinery. Here you are. So, I'll quickly do it through the connector. Seems I'm here. Go to the refinery.
Gear storm inbound.
Has got iron in it. I'm not very happy with this. I don't think my computer's very happy with the cataclysmic setting on the meteor showers. But hopefully we can work around that. I don't really want to lower the setting in any way. There we go, that moves across for me. Let's see how much of this refinery we can... Oh, well, it looks like that connector's connected to the refinery, so we might have to remove that first. Otherwise it will just float off on us. We don't want that. There we go. Let's get these loose bits. Let's see how much of this thing actually floats away. Oh, right. Let's start building the refinery so to release some of these resources from my inventory. It don't matter where I put it at the moment. I can use connectors later to connect everything up and even move things around, so it's not a problem. Even there's now, that's fine for now, I don't mind that. Let's there we go. Let's quickly just got rid of those resources that I was holding onto there, and we'll take the rest of it and then finish the build on that. That was a light armor block. Where's the refinery? There it is. Oh, and that's another thing to make note, is that I get turned around very easily. There we go. Maybe not something to brag about really, but there we go. I think once I get this assembler disassembled and then reassembled, I think I might leave it at that for this episode, and we can come back again another time in our second episode. Where is my assembler? Oh, that must be it there, connected behind this conveyor. I thought I'd lost my assembler. Half expected to see it drifting off into space there somewhere. Thank God that's not the case. I do like the breakdown of the assembler. I like seeing the little hands inside. It's a nice little touch. Now if I can get the assembler connected up to the refinery in such a way that I don't have to use connectors thereafter, then I will be happy. The problem with this is that I can't see when I'm placing it. So I can see that there is that there. Quickly see. Right, so if I put that there, then it will be connected to it. But I want access to that as well. So I think we'll do it that way. Right, I feel fairly safe here now. What I might do is have this as another floor here. And there'll be some sort of access between these two levels here. Not right now, when I get around to it. Just to give you an idea. We'll use up this space as much as we can. I believe that's gold. Let's have a quick look and see. Platinum, magnesium, gold, iron. We have access to a lot of resources here on this particular asteroid. That's good. Before I leave it there, I'm going to move my gravity generator from this ship.
Meteor storm inbound.
Wow, I can see her getting annoying very quickly, but that's okay. 42% on my energy. I'm happy for now. Let's go at this gravity generator. Seems it's not doing anything in there, it's not powered. Done. Rightio, let's put this on the top level. I may even put it just in front of the assembler there. I'll still have access to its hatch there if I need the large reactor. No, I don't want a large reactor. Gravity generator, put you there, build you up, and the last thing I'm going to do is move my medical bay across into this area, and then I'm happy with everything I have set up, and no matter what happens after that I will not leave this ship. It'd be handy to get some of the construction components and the thruster components and stuff off of it, but that's not massively important considering I have everything else, the assembler and everything set up. I'm pretty ready, I'm ready to go, and I wouldn't be at a terrible loss if I lost this ship. Hopefully that's not the case. Let's take this anyway. Cool. That took a lot of resource, a lot of space in my inventory. A medical bay. Medical room, excuse me. Everything that's upside down. That's the right way. Just need to turn it. There we go. Let's use our gravity. Seems we're using the uranium to keep it running. We might as well benefit from it. Oh yeah, I must get the rest of the resources. Lovely.
Meteor storm inbound.
You must name her. No one can think of any names for her. Let's quickly see one thing. What suit am I wearing? Oh, that's pretty plain, isn't it? Let's fix that. NASA combat engineer? Oh, what's he doing? No. I do like the pirate. He's cool. What has happened to my arm? That's better. Very cool. Jetpack's not working. Has that got anything to do with my energy? Let's see. No. Oh, let's change it back. Astronaut. Oh, it's working again. Someone should tell Keen that their pirate does not have a jetpack. Should they care very much about it. Right. I'm just gonna tear this down a tiny bit more. Maybe get this door.
Meteor storm inbound.
Yes, we know. Let's store some of these materials away for a rainy day. Whoops, there we go.
Energy low.
Rightio. I'm glad we have her now to remind us, because normally I would find myself running to the cockpit, and as I've described it so many times to a lot of my friends who I play with, very similar to running to the toilet when you've left it a bit too late. You're either going to make it or you're not, and I think it's best to hold on a roly-mo there. Reactors. Power usage. I'm only using 11% of my power. Don't know why. Ah. That makes more sense. I might have to change the auto save feature, because it does lag the game out a bit, especially if you've got a lot going on, especially with the meteor showers. If the meteor shower and the autosave kick in at the same time, you can experience a bit of lag like that, which I've noticed before. I may disable the autosave feature. I probably will disable the autosave feature in the next episode, so that we don't have to worry about silly little pauses in the game like that. And you see that? I wasn't paying attention, and the gravity was conveniently pointing out towards that hole. I have to remember that. That's quite good, actually. Could use maybe that in the future as some sort of gravity acceleration chamber in there somewhere. Don't know what we'd use it for, but it's handy to remember nonetheless. Right, I think we're going to leave it there for now. I'm going to take a seat, and I think we'll come back to this now in the next episode, and we'll be working on our base and building it into something more befitting a mining base. I think for now we're gonna eat into this asteroid and get what we can from it, and start building on some ships as well. So thank you for your time. I'm Hex Trojan. If you like, please subscribe, and please come again. Thank you.